This is the Gary Cantrell Podcast.
The Gary Cantrell Podcast, March 21st, 2020. How's it going, everybody? Glad to have you here with me. Come on in, sit down, make yourself at home. The world is getting crazy out there, folks. It's been getting crazy for a little over a week now, at least on my radar, I will say. Now, I'm going to check here really quickly. I just want to see what the last, solo podcast I did was. Let's see. 325. So last weekend I did one. I did one last Saturday. Or was it last Sunday? It doesn't really matter. A lot has changed in a week. Isn't that kind of wild? Like how much things can literally change in a week. It blows my mind. I was listening to Daryl and Nikki and Daryl, on their podcast that they do every Wednesday. And this was about a week ago. I actually was just telling him this on a DM, but they were kind of a similar opinion that I was about a week ago, and that was that we're aware of what's going on, but we're kind of not really sure exactly what is happening. And not that you don't take it seriously, but you're kind of okay, is this just another thing that the media's pumping up? And I think that even with the current situation, I still think they're coming on a little strong with it, in my opinion. I've never been pro news a whole lot. I just think a lot of what they do is just scaring people. That whole thing, stay in your home, and they're out and about to quote unquote report on it. Yeah. But anyway, I'm not going to sit here and destroy the news for 20 minutes. But what I will say is that, I did not take this thing, heavily about a week ago. And, a week ago, everything to me was fine. At least in my world, it was fine. And that's kind of how we look at things, right? We look at things that are in our world, and then as we have time, we slowly start to look out and see what's going on around us. Some of us more than others. I tend to be that person that doesn't really, I don't watch a ton of the news. I try to kind of stay in what's going on in front of me so that I don't lose my mind. And just like the title of this podcast, trying to stay sane in a time of uncertainty, that's exactly what I've been trying to do is try to stay sane in a time of uncertainty. So, yeah. Look, a week ago, to me, everything was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. A week later, everything's changed. You look around, people are getting laid off from their jobs. I was told in no uncertain terms that, no one is safe. As far as with jobs, even me. I've been with my company for 9 years, but when you look at the current climate of what's going on, a business needs business to function. They need business to be operating in order to have people to come into work and do what they got to do. And so I was told in no uncertain terms that no one is safe from being let go. Even the people that have been around for a while. And they like me a lot. I like them a lot. But if a business doesn't have business, they can't function. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. This is the thing with what's going on right now, is that everything is literally changing by the day. New York, the guy just came out, the mayor, the governor, whoever. I don't watch a lot of the news. Just came out and shut down the whole damn state. I think it's Sunday at midnight. Shut down. Stay in your homes. California. They did that a couple of days ago, and I'm pretty sure that my area is not too far behind. You have kind of the bigger markets, the Californias, the New Yorks, and then soon to follow is probably the DCs maybe. What's another big city like Chicago? Maybe they're going to be on a complete shutdown if they're not already. So there you go. This shit is changing by the day, by the hour, by the minute. And I'm here in the house talking on a podcast with you. And I'm trying really hard to keep my cool. Because as somebody who deals with a lot of fear and anxiety, and although it's gotten, I would say that it's gotten a lot better in the last 3 years than where it was, let's just say 5 or 6 years ago. Since I kind of started along on my journey, and even though I kind of had like a downfall of that last fall, I would say that, still now I'm better off than I was 5 years ago, 6 years ago. But it still affects me. It still messes with me. And so I'm trying to keep my cool. My gym is closed down. Now, I was one of those people that stopped going right before they actually like closed it down. So it was still open when I stopped going. I decided to kind of transition in-home workouts. But it still messes with my head because I feel like, well, God, I don't have all those machines that I love at the gym. And so I can't get, a similar workout that I've gotten, or maybe in my mind, maybe this is more really the truth. In my mind, I'm just not pushing as hard as I would in the gym because I'm at home. That's probably really what it is. If I'm being completely honest, probably not pushing it. And I'm, letting myself kind of fall into different excuses. And that's just where I'm at right now. I keep telling myself I'm waiting for it to get warmer outside because then at least I can go outside. I can go to the parks around here. Now, Friday was a great day, but I had some stuff to do, so I did not have time to go over there. But I know that like once we start getting on like a warmer track here where it's like, 65 and above every single day, then I can get outside and go take a walk for, 4 or 5 miles a day. Now that would be ideal for me. And it just so happens that before all this stuff happened at work, we were really busy. So I was getting a lot of steps in there. So it was kind of supplementing like what I was doing, beforehand, So whereas I may not have gotten to the gym, I may have done a lighter workout at home. I was moving more at work because I'm typically a guy that, works behind the computer. But when we're really busy, there's a lot more else to do. And I'm moving around a lot more frequently. So I'm just trying to keep my cool. I'm trying to process each day as it comes, and we'll see what happens. I was talking with one of my, let's just say, what do they call that? Not associate. Is it associate? Somebody you associate with? There's a few more words for it. Not necessarily like a friend, but like a, what do you call that? I was talking with somebody yesterday. And we were talking about how we're the kind of people that, quote unquote, rides it till the wheels fall off. Like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I will not make any gigantic moves until my back is up against the wall and then I have to make the moves. That's just how I operate. I'm like, I'm going to go literally until they tell me no more going. And then when the back's up against the wall, that's when you go into action. That's just kind of how I am with some stuff. That's all right. I know that as long as I can wake up every day and be on this earth and breathe air, that everything's going to be all right. And that might sound simplistic. It might sound like an obvious thing to say, but that's really what I've got going on right now. I'm just like, in my mind, every day that I can wake up above the ground is going to be a good day. Bad shit's going to happen, but no matter what, I'm better off above the ground, breathing air, trying to make things happen than I would be dead and buried. And so with that perspective, it's just like, things aren't that bad. And if they get crazier, then we'll just take it as they come. So that's a look inside of my brain for today. Again, I feel like I'm all right. My mind starts to wander off a little bit and think about different things. But in the grand scheme, like overall, the big picture, I'm here, I'm alive, I'm breathing. So I'm not that bad. And I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to get out of here for now. I just wanted to give you guys just a little bit of a glimpse of where my head's at right now. And I hope that in the midst of all this madness that you are trying to keep your head above that water and keep treading and keep going. Because there's nothing wrong with treading water, by the way. You may have to think that you have to be running a freaking marathon all the time. But sometimes it's okay just to tread in that damn water. Just to stay afloat. Because eventually, not only will you be treading and staying afloat, but you'll get out of the damn water and you'll get back to moving. And that's kind of where my brain is at right now. Is like it's kind of just treading water a little bit. And I'm okay with that. So I'm like, as long as I can keep doing that and not sink to the ground, everything's going to be all right. Hope you all have a good rest of your weekend, even though a lot of us are just going to be trapped in the house. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll be around. Hit me up if you want to. Gary Cantrell on Instagram. That's it. That's going to do it for me for today. Take care, everybody. See ya.